I believe there is one soul sense that you must master as a psychic skill, and that is ClairSensation. In this episode, I'm going to give you the ins and outs of this wonderful, wonderful part of your soul that I don't want you to miss out. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, and welcome to the Constance Messmer Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, do you know that your soul feels everything? It absolutely does, sometimes before you can consciously recognize what it's up to. It's just always engaged in your environment, processing, analyzing, soul sensory experiences. And ClairSensation is a really important part of that. Today, I want to tell you more about it. I'm going to go on my website where I've just uploaded the definitions. If you go to constancemessmer.com and you click on About, you could see at the top 11 soul senses. And in there, as you scroll down to ClairSensation, where is that? You'd think I'd put them in alphabetical order, but I didn't. It says physical soul sensing. Your soul picks up energy and your body reacts. Goosebumps, chills, gut flips without physical cause. That's the short version. But if you want to know the detailed version, go back to my menu on the About and go to Glossary. Go to Glossary. There it is. Cooperate, will you? So in Glossary, it says a more kind of a dictionary definition that I worked on with my editor, Abby Reamer. Shout out to Abby. ClairSensation is the power or faculty of sensing as a physical reaction your soul's perception of a place, experience, situation, information, interaction, or presence, right? This is really important. ClairSensation is your pulse on the experience, right? And it comes to you as a physical reaction. ClairSensation, sensation, physical sensation. I'm really picky with my terminology. There's a lot of terms out there that lump ClairSensation with ClairSentiment. We just discussed ClairSentiment last week. I hope you enjoyed that discussion. That me talking to you and you putting in all your input in the comments. But I differentiate them so that you can have a greater relationship and a more favorable relationship with the soul sensibilities that you carry and the interactions that you could actually benefit from, right? So ClairSensation is actually based on real words. Some of the terminology out there aren't really, the root words and everything, the pieces of the words aren't real words. So I'm like, what do those words even mean, really? Who came up with those? Anyway. ClairSensation's been around for a little bit. I don't know if I coined the term, but I've definitely been using it ever since I really discovered within my work the way we use our 11 soul senses to understand our world on a soul sensory level. ClairSensation is different than empathic ClairSensation. I break ClairSensation down into two parts. I'm going to talk to you about empathic ClairSensation in the weeks ahead. Be sure not to miss it, especially if you're an empath. The reason why I break it down is they are very, very different. ClairSensation is when it's your experience. It's your soul's way of sensing it as a physical reaction. The environment, the place, experience, situation, information, interaction, or presence, like it says on my website. But empathic ClairSensation is someone else's physical feeling in their body. And because you're an empathic connection is strong, or because you're an empath and you're picking up their sensations, their physical sensations, you might be able to feel in your body what they're feeling in theirs physically. It's not what this episode's about, but I do differentiate them because very important, empathic ClairSensation is what they're feeling physically, and ClairSensation is what are you feeling. Got it? I know you got this. I believe in you. That's why I'm here teaching you. That's why I'm here with you. And we're holding hands, traveling along on this journey. So I'm excited that we finally got the definitions on the website. Be sure to check them out. And if you want to know if you're strong in ClairSensation, check out my meditation about discovering your psychic strengths. It will help you ascertain how you do with all the 11 soul senses. And the reason why I have that available to you is because when you follow along the guided meditation, it will illustrate how you might have a soul level experience and where you might be strong, and how therefore you might want to lean into those moments more. I think ClairSensation is often skipped, right? It's something that people, they get a feeling or goosebumps or chills, or maybe even feel pressure of energy in a room, or when they enter into a space, or on one side of their body, or when they meet new people, or they get too close to someone physically, or an animal, right, or a tree, or whatever, right, anything, and they don't recognize that they're bumping up against the aura of the other being, especially a sentient being. And I think sometimes we just barrel through and we miss it. But this is a way our soul is trying to help us understand our world on a different level. And clear sensation definitely comes in with gifting us kind of see, clear sensation's not a gift. That's a soul right. You have that. You just have to develop it. I believe it if you're not aware of it. The gift part is how you're going to use it. That's the gift. It becomes the gift when you recognize its presence in your life. See what I did there? Presence, because it's sometimes feeling of a presence. So how have I used this in my past? That was hard to say, wasn't that funny? um, in my past, I've used ClairSensation countlessly, right? I think it's one psychic skill you must master because you can use it to check truth. If you've been with me a while, I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you, especially if you've decided to support the content and become a subscriber or a member. Totally, totally. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're new to the channel, then you don't realize that with ClairSensation and all the soul senses, if you're having an experience come up and that you don't understand, but you're recognizing like, this is unusual, this is weird, what's this about? You can close your eyes, put your hands on your heart and say, what's happening right now? Or is someone near me? Or what's this about? And you might get the answer to those questions in various ways, right? But clairaudiently, whatever, all these different ways, or vision, but you are definitely going to feel something when you put your hands on your heart as a recognition of the thread of truth. So I use ClairSensation countlessly when I'm connecting for my own, personal guidance and my own personal awareness to whether or not I should enter into speaking interactions with a new person. I was just at a gathering the other night, and I was like, who should I go talk to? And I would lean into the magnetic pull. And it was really wonderful because I engaged in great conversations with people that were extremely beneficial on my journey. I was like, oh my God, this is wild, right? This is fabulous. So when I use it personally, I recognize that my body is capable of knowing before my conscious brain gets on board, or before I have an awareness as to why, or anything. My body, if I allow ClairSensation to take over, to go, okay, on a soul level, where should I go? Who should I meet? What should I do next? All of these kind of things. I use the sensory soul connection of ClairSensation, that is physical feeling in my body, to draw me to it, to pull me to it, and also repel. And so it's nice personally to use ClairSensation in different ways in your life. And I encourage you in the next stretch of time until we meet again to actually put into practice ways where you might lean into your ClairSensation. I've described in my long form video on ClairSensation how you can use it to ascertain whether or not a food at the store would be beneficial for you. You can take the item and hold it against your solar plexus, your gut, to say, is this right for me? You don't have to put your hand up in the air. I do that all the time to connect. But is this going to be good for me, positive or negative? And you might feel, it's like muscle testing, right? You might feel heavy, laid down, or you might feel exuberant or good, or, so all of these kind of physical sensations would run across your system or your awareness and in your body while you're asking that question and holding that item to your solar plexus, to your stomach, to go, is this going to be agreeable or disagreeable? I use it in situations like that. If you haven't checked out that long version of ClairSensation, do it. I recorded it ages ago, but it's always good, right? It's like evergreen good stuff. So when I've used it as a practitioner, I have used it. Interesting. Can I tell you something? Spirit's like interjecting and going, talk about professional, how you would use it as a professional. I'm like, okay, not as a practitioner of healing work that I've done before. Okay, I'll listen to you. And how did I get that? Right? Guess what? It was that same, it was a feeling. Oh, chills. Chills means I'm right. I'm leaning into it. Thanks for speaking that out loud to you. Right? That's one of my things about my goosebumps. It's also when information is accurate for me or moving for me. It's like spirit's way of giving me a hug. Oh, there they go, hugging me again. I love you. I get it. I get it. But the reason why I switched to, I'm supposed to talk to you about professional, because I felt the energy in the room and the space shift. It's much warmer over here than it is over here. So there was a temperature change and I was like, whoa. In my mind, while I was talking to you about whatever I was talking to you about, I was talking to them at the same time saying, okay, I know spirit's here. What do you want me to do? And they were like, can you just talk about professional? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, you're in charge. So on a professional level, I've used it at conferences. I've gone to writing conferences before. And this is really cool. This is when you really realize that vibes are stronger than words, right? So that you can do it in two examples I'm going to give you. You can use it in a lot. Oh my God. They're like rapidly telling me a bunch of things. Okay. So professionally, what would I do at conferences when there's tons of people and you can sit anywhere at lunch, right? Or meals? I would use it to say, guide me to where will be the most beneficial for me to sit, whether it's beneficial for me or someone else. Who do I need to connect with or whatever? Because there's hundreds of people at these things, right? So that was one way. Another way was if I would actually be engaged in conversation, listening to someone, and I was like, oh, they're so full of shit. Because the vibe was like this is where vibes are stronger than words. They're just like not authentic. Don't take this any further than this. Sure, take their card, take their contact, whatever. But no, this is not the right kind of engaged connection for you. Right. And so you can recognize those moments. In those moments, when I'm talking to people at conferences, I'm also talking to spirit going, where am I supposed to take this conversation? I do that kind of shit all the time. Like, what is this about? What am I supposed to connect with them on? Because I'm always in it for the greater good. Right. So that's one way, is when I'm vibing people out, like, and it's also repelled me. Don't hang out with them. They're on, they've just smoked marijuana in the last 24 hours. And that is my kryptonite. So I don't want to get in their auric field. Not that I would be empathically tuning in to pick it up myself, but when I'm in their auric field, I'm going to feel it. Whether they're still high or not, I'm going to get it off their, body energy as a vibe. So that's not healthy for me. I've also used it professionally before sending off manuscripts, right? Or before sending off proposals or even considering proposals. I'll put the thought of the proposal in my hand or the hard copy in my hand, and I'll say, what do I need to do here? What more do I need to do? Is this finished? Is this ready to go? Is it ready to go? And it will literally like kind of hum or buzz when it's ready to go, or it'll feel nothing and flat. I'm like, ooh, chills. There's more work to be done. There's no energy in this. There's no energy behind this idea. It's not fully fleshed out yet, these kind of things. So you can hold the thought in your mind, connecting with ClairSensation, or you could physically hold a scrap of paper with the idea, right? Or the whole concept. And all of these things, oh my God, are just really a wonderful way of getting your soul's perception on the vibration of accuracy as to whether or not it's the next right move or the next best thing or a finished project, or if there's more to be done, right? These kind of examples. Try those this week. I think you'll have great fun with that. You'll recognize like goosebumps, or you might even get a temperature change, vibration. I've also gotten like prickly sensations and buzzy in my hands, right? All of these different experiences when I'm feeling sensation. So it can happen, you can feel it externally, like as if it's happening on your skin, right? But you can also feel it internally. If something feels sour, something feels off, something feels flat, something feels nauseating. Conversely, if something makes you feel elated or really expansive, these are good, right? So which one is comfortable, uncomfortable? I think I'd go with comfortable. Do you? I want you to go with comfortable. It's all about comfortable. So I'm asking in the meantime, can I segue to personal? I'm going to say no, practitioner. Oh, wow. Thank you. That came in clairaudiently. Like you did personal already. You mean practitioner. Thanks. Thanks. My cue cards, my team. So as a practitioner, hands are hot, right? Hands are hot. I'm gonna because I did healing work and energy work and reads and mediumship and teaching, like I'm teaching you now. I'm gonna put my hands together and I'm going to send healing light energy to whoever needs it, because my hands don't get hot for no reason. My hands get hot for a reason, right? So I used to use ClairSensation all the time in my work. I would use it to validate information. I would hold information while I was getting it up to the light or up to the heavens and say, is this what you mean? Is this what you mean? And usually it would come clairaudiently like a yes, 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 but I would also get flooded with the vibrational frequency of more light when it was true, right? I would also use ClairSensation when I did Reiki scans. With Reiki energy healing, you could scan the body with your hands to feel energy imbalances in the body. And so I would definitely feel it in my hands, energy dips in the body, the way chakras were spinning. Check if you're interested in that. I've got exercises on past episodes, ClairSensation exercises, and there's some great fun exercises about sensing auric fields and stuff like this, to just bring out the awareness that you can feel energy in your hands. Everybody can, right? And so I would use it when I did Reiki scans before and after sessions. How's the auric field? Is it low frequency? And is it low because they are one to actually pull their auric field in like a wetsuit, or is it low because they're low energy? And what's my job? Is my task to just fortify and let it, and recognize it's going to still stay in low, tucked in like a wetsuit? I'm more of a wetsuit girl than an expanded aura girl, because if I walk through a department store or neighborhood or whatever, if my auric field is out, I'm going to pick up everything because I'm an empath. But as for me, it's better to hold my auric space in, because then I'm not swiping by and picking up other people's energy, right? Or feeling their energy field. And for me, that's important for a number of reasons. You are going to do what's right for you. Check out those videos if you want to know more about sensing auric fields and energy with your hands. So I would do Reiki scans. I would sense the the various chakra spins to see what needed more work or what had stories that I need to reveal to the person, my client. If a chakra was off and I was like, whoa, there's seriously something going on in here, like, can I just tell them about it, or what's the next step that I need to do? And I would also, I think I mentioned, I would also hold up information. Is this what you mean? Is this what you mean? And I would hold the information up, or the name up, or the whatever up to the light, and it would come back as goosebumps that it's right, or warmth feeling, and also, as opposed to no feeling or flat, so speaking of which, when I delivered information in soul reads, the information would flow, 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 flow as a channel, right? If I was channeling, there's different ways. I'll get into this in the future, how I would give soul reads. I think I should write a book on that, because the way I have done soul reads is really I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Listen, this stuff just came to me, right? Came to me. So, yeah. Yeah. So I think I'll write a book on how I give soul reads. So that will help you, if those of you that are interested in doing that. But when you get information, whether you're in your own private time or you're as a practitioner where you're taking down information and a connection from spirit, it's going to feel like this thread of truth that's going to keep coming, 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 coming. And when the energy shifts and stops, take note of that. So when you're a practitioner delivering soul level information to someone else, or a medium acting as a medium, giving guidance, you're always going to use ClairSensation to hold the energy frequency of the information as it comes to and or through you to deliver it. You're going to recognize the thread of truth. And when this dips off and you misfire, or the connection misfires, or the connection drops away, it's because something's up. Either you've started contemplating the content and trying to engage your ego mind in on it, like, oh, this can't be true, or whatever they said, fluffy teddy bears on the blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. And you're trying to overanalyze the information, or it could be that you've gone into mental embellishments, or you're reading a projection, all these topics that I've addressed in previous episodes, also mental projections. Um, Look at they're editing my brain. They're saying you're going too far off tangent, Constance. Okay. So you're going to recognize the thread of truth. You're going to recognize it. And and you're going to have that thread of truth of the content, and also the connection of who it is you're trying to connect with, whether a loved one on the other side, someone's guardian angel, a guide, whatever, whether they've come to connect with you for them, or it's their set of team members. Your 11 Soul Senses, a journal for self-discovery, is something I created just for you. It is complete with definitions, writing prompts, and blank journaling pages to help you reconnect with your true essence and your soul sense abilities. To get your copy, visit my shop or go to constancemessmer.com. And thanks for tuning in. Listen, oftentimes when I would do reads for people, I'm asking them at the same time, can I tell you this? When I would do reads for people, I would go, did I ever go to their guides? Only if I looked to go, who are their guides? But I stuck with my, I didn't even read through my team of people. This is tangent. Is this okay? I didn't read through my team of people. I just read them and what their journey was. But there were always angels around supporting the work, whether mine or theirs, stuff like this, because you could feel them. Oh, that's where this is going. Palpably feel them in the room. You could feel them, and other people would feel them, like clients would feel them. They were like, wow, it got really hot in here. Or I have this incredible sense of peace that has overcome me. Like, what is happening? Or I'm getting this sense of love, And so always that's the situation, is with ClairSensation, much like ClairSentiment. ClairSentiment is emotional feeling. When you're tuned in, you're recognizing that there's some physical thing that is happening to you in the moment, whether it's hitting on your skin or your body, or you're feeling it in your body. Again, this is not about empathic. It's not about you reading a body by making an empathic connection to feel what they're feeling in their body. This is about you going like, okay, where should I go? Which chakra should I go to first? And that's you kind of following the thread of your wisdom, right? Your truth. So I love ClairSensation, mostly because I use it in my own private God time and my own prayer time to maintain my connection, to make sure that I'm still plugged in, right? To make sure that I'm still plugged in. Oh God, you're so funny. So funny. So guess what? So interruption. I can't believe you want me to tell them this. So for years, God, source energy, I call it God because that's what I grew up calling it, God. Has wanted me to get away for like a 30-day retreat. And I've also wanted to get away for a 30-day retreat, like a silent meditation 30-day retreat. It would be so lovely. I don't have the luxury, not now anyway, or I don't make time for that luxury. So last year, did I tell you this in my previous million, like a year ago episodes? Like I said, okay, you got 3 days. It was such a joke, right? No, but it was great. 3 days is fabulous. Like joking that, can you believe God says 30 days? And I'm like, can you you get 3? How horrible am I? And so I did 3 days. It was beautiful. It's always beautiful. I go back to the same retreat center. Very cool. I told you about one time I did the 10-day Vipassana meditation. That was stunning, stunning, especially if you're an empath, because that's all about tuning in on a soul level, right? Soul level sensations. So if you're interested in deepening your and strength training your ClairSensation, I highly recommend Vipassana. They're saying to me, now do you know why we had you go down this road? That you were arguing in your head with us saying, what am I going down this road for? Where's this going? They're like, we can't tell you everything, Constance. Will you just deliver the information? And I'm like, yeah, because I feel the vibe of truth and my goosebumps are on goosebumps are on goosebumps. So yeah, listen, I work for spirit. So yeah, if you want to strength train your ClairSensation, do some Vipassana. That is so cool. It's when you are aware of the subtle sensations in and on your body, and taking that from your spiritual practice out into the world will help you then when you feel, other people's vibes, right? Or the vibe of an idea, or even in your own spiritual practice back in your prayer time, and you're trying using the meditations that I have in the episodes to connect with your angels or guides. When you're sensing them close, Vipassana will strength train for that. So I did a 10-day silent Vipassana, which was cool. It was hard as heck for me because you can't take notes or write. And you know me, I'm a gabber. So I chat with spirit. And you're not supposed to chat with anybody. It's really about, kind of probably nervous system stuff. I don't know. But so that was difficult because first of all, I can't talk to people around me. And then I couldn't be talking to spirit. Like what? I just had to be in my body. Very healing for anyone that's gone through hardship, physical hardship, right? To just really be in your body. So this year, I kept getting like, maybe I'll do a retreat around my birthday. And so this is what's happened again, was this sense of this meditation is going to be a combination of both communication efforts and also of Vipassana style Constance. So you can sign up at this retreat space, right? And it was one of those things where I was like, I want to go for a while. So sign up for this retreat space, and both are being asked of me to be in total silence, not write things down unless I am told to write something down, because maybe I'll share it with you later. I don't know. This is the long story. This is the end of the story, I promise. The reason why the silence for 8 days is to amp my vibration. And that's what tuning into your ClairSensation will do. It will amp your vibration to this finer frequency, this lighter frequency, so that you can recognize vibrational shifts, the energy fields, the energetic awareness when you're having it happen to you, especially as a response to something that you're supposed to be made aware of. So, like all the soul senses, chills. Oh my God. Like all the soul senses, you can actively engage in it or just recognize that it's happening to you because your soul is always on, right? Actively engage in it for when you're sitting in meditation and you're asking for spirit to come close or someone from the other side to come close, whomever, and you're feeling like the subtle, like, oh, there you are. I feel this shift on this side of my body, this presence, this energy pulsing or whatever it is. Or if you're going to make a decision and you immediately feel your stomach flip or stomach turn, you're like, maybe this isn't the best thing. Hands on heart. Was that my ClairSensation trying to tell me, no, this is gonna make you sick. If you keep going down this way, it's gonna make you sick. Don't do it. What's going on in this moment. Don't forget the word intuition comes from the word intuere, which means to consider. So in the moment of clairsensation coming upon as an intuitive hit, take a moment to consider, what is this sense happening? Why is this happening? So it's gonna two ways. One, you're engaging in it to decide whether or not the project should move forward, whether or not that's the person you want to talk to, whether or not this is the path to take, whatever, right? Right for you, job to take even, does it like give you elation and expansion, or does it feel like downtrodden and heavy, the job that you're considering, these kind of things. So you can actively engage in the use of your clear sensation, your psychic, physical feeling, or recognize the moments it's happening to you, because your soul feels everything, everything, everything. So I think the week ahead is going to be fun for you. I want you to really tune in. I want you to notice when you've put out a question to the universe or actively engaging in the moment, being mindful of being present with your intuition and letting it guide you, especially clairsensation. Hone in and focus on clairsensation this week. Because guess what? I want you to realize that your body is like a divining rod. Your body is a tool of divination. If you let it guide you, should I go over there? Should I meet that person? Should I take on this proposal, this task, this job, this conversation? Oh my God. Yeah. Even these kind of things, right? You've felt vibes before. Now's not the time. This is the time that person, you know, it that person's right. That person's right for you. Step back, wait. All of these vibes. I know you've picked up vibes. I want you to recognize those times when it's soul level information coming at you, and recognizing that it's an opportunity for guidance, right? Clairsensation is an opportunity for guidance if you take the time to stop and listen and feel better than listen, better word than listen, feel. And so I just think it's the reason why I think, did I tell you this already? To Spirit saying, tell them again. The reason why I think clairsensation is the one psychic skill you must master is because you're going to use it to check for truth and to check the being. Is it a being of light and love and goodness, right? Is it good for you? All those things that you want it to be, right? Uplifting, loving, peace, kindness, warmth, expansiveness, all of that good information, good stuff. So you're using clairsensation as a check on the content of the information and the connection itself. Being that makes you feel good, gives you goosebumps that you want to hang with, that exudes love, all of those things, right? You got this. Okay, I'm asking Spirit at the same time. Did I forget anything? Did we miss anything? They're like, no, we didn't. You didn't. We're good. Right? Okay, it's a wrap. So, in the week ahead, lean into it. It's really cool. Recognize you're a tool of divination. You can find out what is the right thing for you. Where's truth? How does it resonate energetically? Everything's made up of energy. Use that to your advantage, right? So, it'll be cool for me to go. Let's have one last thing to say. Always stick around to the end. It'll be cool for me to go to that meditation because my vibration will be heightened. And it would be cool if you chose to take some time to sit in stillness, quiet meditation, in an effort to just shift your frequency, right? To just dwell in that space of higher vibration, the highest of the high, be aligned and connected to the highest source so that you may heal me, move me, shift me, so that I might know the highest truth and live it, love from it, be from it, exude it, to be helper, healer, friend on the planet, part of the solution instead of part of the problem. But it's really It's really about shifting your vibration to that higher frequency. And so I'm excited for you this week. I'm excited for me in a while when I go away for my meditation time. I think it's mostly going to be ClairSensation moments, visceral moments of recalibration, spiritual downloads. I know you know what I mean because you might have had them and can recognize yourself in my words, where you just are not the same person anymore. You're moving forward with more lightness. So I'm excited for you to explore more of your ClairSensation and use your whole being as a tool of divination as you step into your abilities of sensing things on a physical level with ClairSensation. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.